lovely people, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for stopping by, and if this is your first time, kindly help us by hitting on that red icon to subscribe. Also touch the notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now today's class we shall be looking at how to do a very free dress, an airline gown with front slit. Okay, so here I have more than 3 years of my Ankara fabric, but I won't be using all. Okay, all right. So here I'm going to fold my fabric into 4 equal parts. Okay, sorry, I'll be folding it, leaving my zip allowance because it will be having a zip at the back. Okay, okay, so the measurement we'll be needing for this tutorial is the shoulder measurement, the bust measurement, the half length, the waist measurement, armhole, then the sleeve, the short length, and the hip measurement. Okay, so the first thing to consider is to get our full length measurement, that is the short length, which is 39 inches, and I'll be adding extra 2 inches for it. I'll be using 1.5 here for the folding, then I'll be using half an inch for the joining of the shoulder. Okay, all right, so I'll go ahead now and take my 41 inches. Okay, so I haven't done this now. I'll also go ahead to mark our half length, and the half length we're working with is 16 inches. Then from my half length to the hip line is 9 inches. Okay, so this 9 inches is usually constant for adults. Okay, so I think for the range that I've tested of a child of 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 5 years, it's usually 6 inches from their waist to their hip measurement, but for adults it's 9 inches for gown. Okay, all right, so I'll just connect those lines. So as you can see, I have 1.5 inches left out here for my zip allowance. But if you don't want yours to have a zipper allowance, okay, you can there's no need of you adding this 1.5 inches. And for that is to show that that your measurement will be starting from this side. Okay, your measurement will be starting from this double folded place. Okay, this place that is closed up, your measurement will be starting from here to this point, so that you will be able to get your armhole here, so that when you open it up it will be just 2 pieces. But since since this one is having a zip, we'll be starting our measurement from this side. Okay, we'll be starting our measurement from this side, but not at this 1.5 inch. Okay, we'll be starting it from this closed place. Okay, so the first thing to do is to mark our shoulder measurement, and the shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches into 2 to give us 7.5. so because this will be having a sleeve, so I'll be adding extra half an inch to it to join the sleeve. So I'll mark 8 inches. Here I will also mark 3 inches for our shoulder slope, which is constant. Okay, so coming to this 8 inches now, I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'll connect this 1 inch now to this 3 inches. Okay, so the next thing to consider now is our armhole measurement, and the armhole I'm working with is 18 inches into 2 to give us 9 inches. Okay, we are dividing our shoulder by 2. Okay, and we are also dividing our armhole by 2. So here now I will come down to this 1 inch, okay, and take my 9 inches. I can equally take this way to mark those 8 inches. Okay, so this is my 8 inches. I'll go ahead to join the lines. I'll connect the shoulder slope, the 3 inches, to this 1 inch. Okay, so at this place now, I will make a straight line here to take my bust measurement. The bust I'm working with is 38 inches into 4 to give us 9.5. Okay, so we are going to be dividing the bust, the waist, and the hip line by 4. Okay, all right, so here I will take my 9.5 inches. So because this is a little bit of free dress, I'll be adding extra 1 inch here for my ease, and I'll be adding 1.5 inches for my seam allowance. Okay, so coming to the waistline, the waist I'm working with is 35 inches. Divide by 4 to give us 8.75. 8.75. So at the waistline here, I will add an ease of 1.5 inches and seam allowance of 1.5 inches. The hip I'm working with is 47 inches into 4 to give us 11.75. So I'll mark my 11.75. Then I will add 1.5 for my ease and 1.5 for seam allowance. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now to connect those lines. So I'm going to use my hand to blend this. Okay, having done this now, I will calculate what I have at my hip line. You know, our main hip line is 11.75, and I added extra 1.5 for ease and 1.5 for seam allowance, making it 3 inches. So that 3 inches plus that 11.75 will give us 14.75. So instead of marking that 14.75, I will just make it a round figure to be 15 inches. So I'll come down to the hemline. I'll come down to the hemline and I'll mark my 15 inches. So I'll take my 15 inches. Okay. I'll just go ahead now and connect this. Okay. So coming back here to form our armhole, I'll just go ahead and measure my, remember we have 9 inches for the armhole, so I'll take the half of it, which is 4.5. Okay, then I'll come here and mark half an inch. You can use 0.75, but I usually make use of half inch. Okay, I'll mark half an inch here. So I'll connect this to the bust measurement. Okay, then I will make a straight line here to connect to this half an inch. Then I'll also connect it to my bust measurement. All right, so this one at the back now will serve at the front, while this will be our normal armhole, which is the back piece. Okay, all right, so coming to the neckline, I'll be using a neck width of 3 inches, and the neck depth for the back I'll be using 1.5 inches, and for the front I'll be using 4 inches. For the slit I will make it 7.5. Okay, 7.5 inches. All right, so I'll just go ahead and connect those to this 1.5. Then I'll connect those to this 4 inches. So I'll go ahead now to cut this out. Okay, here I have it cut out. So I'll just separate the back from the front. So I'll go ahead now to cut out my front neckline. And I'll also cut out the armhole part. So coming to the slit. Remember we marked 7.5, which is 3.5. Okay. Okay, so let me just make it bold. Okay, so this is the 7.5 that we marked, which is 3.5 inches. Okay, remember that we take away 4 inches here, then here is 3.5. You can make yours 4 depending on how open you want it to be, but this 3.5 is perfect. So what I will do now is just to open this up. I'm going to open this up to that 3.5. Okay, so this is it. So I'll go ahead now to use this to cut out my lining. All right. Okay, I've cut out everything including the sleeve. Okay, I'll put on my description part on how to cut a perfect sleeve. So if you don't know how to cut your sleeve, just click on that link and watch on how to cut your perfect sleeve. Okay, here is also my pocket. So for the benefit of those, I've been getting some comments in my comment section that I should do a video on how to attach a pocket to a dress. Okay, so for the course of that, I'll be showing how I attach this pocket to the dress. Okay, all right, so I'll just go ahead now to cut out my lining, then I'll use it to line up this, then I'll show you how I attach my pocket to the cloth, and that will be all. Okay, I've lined it out, and this is the front part of it. As you can see, I've lined it up and I've closed up the slit that I made at the front piece, as you can see. So I would advise, when you are cutting the lining, do not open up the slit yet. Okay, just after lining it out, as you can see at the back of it, you will see that I did not open up the lining. Okay, so after your stitching now, you can now go ahead to open it up. Okay, you can just go ahead now, remove the excesses at this neckline, then you now open up your slit. Okay, you now open it up and stop at this point. Okay, so after that, you can go ahead to turn your dress. And as for the back, I've done the same thing. I've lined it out. Okay, and I've also turned it. So I'll just give it a nice press now, then remove the excesses and join the back and the front. Then this is also my sleeve. Like I said, you can just go at the description part and watch on how to cut your perfect sleeve. Okay, so after joining the back and the front, I will go ahead to attach my sleeve. Then I will show you how we'll be attaching the pocket to the dress. Okay, now this is the pocket, and as you can see, I've closed up the both side, leaving like 1 inch up here and this other side. Okay, so this is my dress. I've joined the back and the front using the body measurements. There is that we left while we're cutting the dress. So now go ahead now to fix this at the dress. So looking at this pocket now, you notice that it is not equal. The one side is curved, okay? That means that one side is smaller than the other side, okay? Okay, so this side that is smaller now will be facing the upper part of the dress, okay? While the longer side will be facing downward, okay? So this is it now. I'm going to open up this 1 inch that we left here. I'm going to be stitching this. I'll open up this part, okay, and I left 7 inches. I left 7 inches open where the pocket will be sitting. All right. So here I'll just open this up now. Then stitch this at the side like this. Then I'll stitch the other one at the other side. Okay. Okay, so this is it. So I've attached the both side of the pockets to the dress, and that is all. Okay, so this is the end of our dress. As you can see, it's come out very beautiful. I'll just go ahead now and give it a very nice press, and this is the slit. Okay, so this is our pocket. All right, so thank you so much for watching till the end. Till we meet in my next class. Love you all. Bye.